Where's the elevator? Oh. Oh my God, that's the elevator part. Oh, come on down. You got this. Oh, is it gonna catch it? Is that like the tether system and then it just, oh no. Nope, it just kind of drops it. Can you imagine the calculations needed for this? Our little base has been really nice to us for a long time, and it's produced a lot of resources, probably enough now to produce the space elevator. But what that means is that this little base has pretty much reached its capacity. That's it for it. This is the lifespan of our poor little temporary home. Because now I've been working a little bit off recording and I've produced a monstrosity. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. I have put in a ton of power stations because I was told, which I found out is completely true, the more power stations I have, the slower the power drain, because I'm really not using pretty much anything with my old system, which before I thought was a lot. It's not. But I have a capacity of 10 times that, so it goes 10 times slower. It's really slow, and it's really nice, especially with the biofuel. So that has actually saved me a lot of time of running around and cutting down the entire forest. In fact, I haven't even had to deforest pretty much anything except this little patch right here, and I have all of the fuel I could ever want for right now.
Because I was tired of feeling inadequate because
the space elevator was too big. Now, my base is too big. It's still pretty sizable, don't get me wrong, and it still has me on height because the elevation is really tall because it goes up into space. But based on the fact that this thing is massive and I have plans to add on as we unlock new things in the future, this place is going to be probably our home sweet home for the longest time. So up top, I've got a real mess going on. This is where this is all of our intake for all of our resources, and some of them will be split up, some of them will be merged, some of them, I mean, this is just going to become spaghetti up here. This is a mess. And all of this is overflow and organization and, I mean, basically the logic to the system, because I've realized after someone suggested I should write down all of the production rates of things that I'm not being efficient over there. So I've hooked on to another limestone node over there. I've hooked on to 3 more iron nodes over here. We've got 4 iron nodes over there and our 2 original ones. So we've essentially, because some of them are pure iron, we have almost octupled 8 times the production that we will have of iron now, which is absolutely insane to think about. But it also means I've got a ton of smelters and a ton of organization I'm going to have to do. I don't even know if I have enough power to handle all of it, but we'll find out because I haven't sat down and done the math on that. Now, based on my crude math, all I have to do is bring 1 limestone up, split it, bring another limestone up, split it, because it takes 45 limestone to make 15 of the concrete. Well, that's the per minute rate anyway. So, and this one produces 30 and that one produces 60. So split them in half, and then add them together, we got 45. So that's going in and that's also coming out. Now, the one thing I'm super proud of, and it's probably not even anything to be proud of, but it's kind of cool that I was able to play with it, are the elevators. The elevators are amazing. So I have this system where the lower ones are the intake and they go down into our central first floor. And the top ones are output. And then we have the ones that are all kind of wonky over here and kind of broken and clipping into one another. Those actually go below our base. And down here, this is where my storage is. So I don't want to have to run up top to grab my stuff all the time. So I dropped some storage containers down here, which are going to be basically the endpoint for all of our materials. And everything up top is going to just be overflow for it. So that's the basic idea of this. And right now we have our concrete kind of set up, but we're not even close to being ready to open the doors yet on this thing because it's empty. Which means I'm going to have to sit down and put in all the smelters, all the constructors. I'm going to have to organize and split and merge all of the materials in order to get a truly efficient factory for this stage of the game. And we're already going to be moving up into the Mark II conveyor belts pretty soon, but that won't change the math for all of our first tier smelters and constructors. So I think for a little while, this is going to be a pretty efficient setup. Each one of these needs to come out, and each one of these needs to go into a splitter. So that's going to be the real hard part here, getting these to function the way I need them to. So I'm thinking right here would be a good spot for it. And then I can build a splitter. Let's see, I think it's in logistics. Yeah, the splitter. And snap that onto there. And then I don't think this is clipping into the wall, so that's great news for me. Sorry, I guess I'm in your way. God, can you leave, please? I understand I am technically invading its planet, but still, it's kind of frustrating. I'm trying to build something. Let's say there's good. Now let's see. I figured I'd pop in for a little bit of an update. I was able to go a little bit overboard with the smelters. I'm not going to be able to turn all of them on. Obviously, this isn't going to be our final production because I did not anticipate the constructors being so massive. So this is probably just going to be a small section of our production. And I could probably eliminate some of these smelters in the near future and actually move them up a floor probably. And that's probably what I will do, but I do not have the time to do that right this second. It's not the prettiest, and again, I'm probably going to have to rework most of this. It might even be better if I had a completely separate system just for some of my conveyor belts. You know, like I have one building devoted to the movement and sorting of materials, and then one building devoted to the production of materials, and I can kind of mess around with them, and I'm not confined to this tight little space. But I never said that I was an industrial engineer, and I can barely function in normal games, let alone this one. But I am having a lot of fun trying to figure this out. And it's really cool to kind of piece all of this together, because now it should just be simple enough to just kind of put all of these into one conveyor and feed it into the cables, all of the wires going up, and I'll actually be able to hook up the electrical and turn this system on. And with that, it's all connected. It's all running. I have enough power. Now, I'm assuming my power draw is absolutely insane right now, and I will go and double check that. But everything's here. Everything's running. Now, it's definitely not the super most efficient thing ever because we're already kind of backing up a little bit. But that's because I haven't even set up the storage up top yet. But I'm just glad to see that we've got wires being produced. We've got cables coming out the other end. We've got screws already ready to rock. We've got metal plates backed up pretty much as far as the eye can see. We've got concrete that's being made, and already that's backed up too. And here goes the cables. Look at this. This is working. It's not efficient, but it's working. Well, I guess that means one thing then. I'm thinking right here where I can basically... Oh my god, this thing is huge! It's way bigger once I've built it than the hologram. Where's the elevator? Oh. Oh my god, that's the elevator part. Oh, come on! Come on down! You got this. Oh, is it gonna catch it? Is that like the tether system and then it just... Oh no. Nope, it just kind of drops it. Can you imagine the calculations needed for this? Oh, cool. It just totally caught that. Oh, that is just, I am speechless at how awesome that is. Is it done? I think it's done. Oh, complete phase 1. Objective complete phase 1. So I have to produce whatever those are. And I'm assuming 50 of them are not going to be easy, and then I have to put them into these input. Oh, now I have to do multiple parts assembly. Throw it in here, and then hit the button and watch it take off. Go!
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Oh, I can't produce the complex parts by hand? I have to have an assembler for that. Oh, so that means I'm going to actually have to make an entire assembly system for that. I still can't make those without... So I need to make the rotor in order to make the assembler in order to automate making the rotor. That's okay, I guess. So let's actually make what we need there, and then I can... From there, I can kind of make our first assembler, I think. There! Now that's done. Now let's at least set up 1, maybe 2 of these assemblers. And then I will do what I did over there. I will actually set up the assemblers just kind of out in the middle of nowhere and get them running, and then figure out what I need to do for them from there. And because it's not until I own one that I know basically how to min-max that. Oh no. I need 20 rods per minute, which means I need to step up my rod production. And I need 25 screws, or 100 screws per minute, which means I need to step up my screw production too. I think this process is just going to be slow for a while. This place is... It's looking smaller and smaller every step of the way. But I'm going to actually have to probably rework a few things and move a few things around. But we were able to actually to show that at least the concept of putting this all into a nice, clean, I guess, package and try to present my factory in a logical way is, well, it works in theory, but not in practice. This needs to be ramped up like crazy. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I want to announce the name of the dog, which it feels a little anticlimactic at this point because I don't know what happened to our poor dog, but they usually go and run around and find us stuff and come back. I'm half expecting this time that it comes back with uranium or something, like some sort of precious metal like platinum or gold or something, because it's been gone a little while. In the meantime, I figure I might as well at least tell you the name. So, based on the number of people who liked the comment, I'm going to say most people voted for the name Rando. So, thank you so much, N Swift, for naming our new dog Rando. And actually, I like that name. It's kind of awesome and very fitting because all this crap it brings back is very random. And thanks everyone else who actually put names in the comments. I really appreciate it. And again, thanks for all the advice I've been given.